So it's been a hot minute since I've seen you guys. It's just been kind of crazy with holiday stuff, and there's been a few other things going on in my life, so I haven't filmed in a while. I just haven't felt like it, and I'm sorry about that, but today is the day that I feel like filming. Today I'm going to be going over my whole entire everyday makeup routine. We're gonna start on that. I'm actually gonna throw my hair up. Hair is up. So before I do anything, I make sure to cleanse my face. If I'm not wearing makeup, I put a sunscreen on, but if I am wearing makeup, I'm gonna start off with a base. I'm gonna start off with the Etude House Face Shop Blur Primer. It actually covers pores really nicely. And it also has an SPF, I believe, of 35. Let me 33, so I was close enough. So I usually take a full pump of that, and I actually use my fingers and just apply on my face, and I make sure that obviously like clean my hands beforehand. So I'm going to just kind of put a little bit right there, forehead, a little on my chin. Okay, that's a lot on my chin, so I'm gonna put a little bit there. And then I just kind of rub in like this. Whenever I get to any sections that have bigger pores, I kind of pat it in instead of rubbing it in. Any excess that I have, I usually put on my neck area, and that kind of helps everything kind of stay in place. So I either do that or I just pull my finger and do that. Usually if it's just like I go out for a few hours and I need to look presentable, I just do this because this usually does the job. If I need it to last all day, I'm going to go in with the Skindinavia primer spray. This is kind of nice because it moisturizes your skin and it preps it for another further step. So, okay. Okay, I'm going to go in with my foundation next. So what sort of thing like brush I use every day is either the Beauty Blender, the Real Techniques sponge, or my Kuyudo Fupa 2 brush. I'm actually going to use that today. Whenever I use the Fupa 2 brush, I spray it with a little bit of Max Fix Plus. I'm just going to kind of do that. And then I always tap it on the back of my hand to make sure that it's not too wet. And then I'm gonna go with my Makeup Forever Ultra HD. I finally just like started this, and I actually like this better than the HD formula. So I'm gonna put a pump of that on the back of my hand. If my skin is really good, or I just don't feel like having as much coverage, I'll use less than this. So I just kind of dot it all over my face. And my skin's actually pretty good right now, so I'm probably not going to use the whole entire thing. I'm going to go in with my foundation brush, and I'm first going to do downwards motions and then buff it in. I really like this brush for foundation. The thing I find is because it's so tightly packed with brush fibers, it sheds a lot, which not a lot, but like one or two, like a few hairs per application, which is kind of annoying because like this is like a well-made Japanese brush, so I didn't imagine that happening. And then usually with any excess foundation that I have left, same thing with the primer. I just take it off my hand and I put it underneath my face. I'm going to go in with the MAC 194 brush, and then I'm going to mix these two concealers. This is the Hard Candy Glamoflage concealer in Ultra Light, and this is the Bobbi Brown Skin Serum Concealer in Sand. This is way too dark for me. It's like a medium concealer. And then this one's a little light for me, so I just mix them because, like, you know, mix it to my custom shade. So I put it on areas of the face I want extra coverage. The only areas I don't do that is around here and around my nose. I'm going to go in with that mixture and just kind of put it on areas of the face I want extra coverage. Okay, so now that I kind of put the concealer on the spaces I wanted it to be, I'm actually going to go in with a bit more Fix Plus. I shouldn't have blended that yet, but it's okay. Just put a little bit of Fix Plus on there, same thing as our foundation, and then blend everything in. And I do kind of a patting motion like that, so I don't move the concealer around too much. Next, I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Dark Circle Corrector in Fair and just twist it a little bit, put it around my nose. This kind of helps conceal any redness around the nose. Ooh, see? You see that little hair? There's one hair so far that's shedded. Next, I'm going to go in with the Skinfood Salmon Concealer in number 1. I'm going to go into the pot with the same 194 brush. So I kind of go in here first because that's where all my darkness is at. So I kind of go like that. And then the other side, I go like this. This covers all the blueness I kind of have there because I don't have necessarily dark circles, but my issue is I have blueness right there. And then I go in with any sort of synthetic brush. Right now I'm liking this angled shadow brush because it kind of gets in there real nice. And I always start off in the inner part here just because, and I make sure the dab as well so the coverage stays there. And then I go underneath like that. And usually when I go underneath, I also go back in with my foundation brush to blend out the bottom of the edges. And you can kind of see how that really brighten things up there. After I do the under eye stuff, I always make sure to set it afterwards because it likes to crease like pretty soon afterwards. This under eye concealer likes to stay pretty luminous and I don't like that under my eye. I'm going to go in with the Coty Airspun powder. This is a really nice powder because it sets it really well, but the thing I like is it doesn't have silica in it, and silica, whenever you take photos, flashes back. Go and take that powder, go and start here first, and then go like that. I'm going to start on the eyes. It's not really complicated, so I'm not going to really zoom in that much, but I'm going to go in with my NARS eyeshadow base and just kind of put that all over the lids. So kind of do that, and then blend it out, and put a little bit underneath. First, I'm just going to go in with a base eyeshadow. So I kind of use whatever. I'm going to actually just use this brush. I'm going to go in with this shade. This is Inglot 353, my favorite base eyeshadow. So I'm going to go in with that brush and just kind of put all over my lid like this. Super quick, nothing fancy. Next, I'm going to use either of these two brushes, so my Mizuho or my Hakuhodo. I'm just going to use the Mizuho one actually. And I'm going to go into my Naked palette and I'm going to use the Naked shade right there. It's kind of my perfect transition color. Another color I've been using lately too is the Kevin Kwan sculpting powder. I love that as a transition shade. So I'm just going to go and put that all over my crease and then kind of blend it up a little bit. This kind of helps define my crease a little bit. Alright, so next I'm going to go in with a Hakuhodo J5523 or a MAC 217, whichever you prefer. I'm going to go in with the Buck shade that we have right here. And I'm going to just tap this on the end of my brush and just go into the outer corner of my eye and just kind of do that. And then kind of just buff it like that and bring it into my crease about halfway. This helps define the outer corner and just give the eye a little bit more dimension. I'm going to go in with a lid shade. So I kind of go between a few different colors. I actually don't like using anything from the Naked palette because I'm not the hugest fan of Urban Decay shimmer shadows. So usually I'll go in with Makeup Forever Crystalline Papaya. I cannot remember the number of it worth my life. A lot of times I'll go in with the MAC Naked Pigment. So I'll actually just do that today because why not? I'm going to go in with a Koyudo medium shader, a black medium shader brush like this, and just do that all over my lid. And then a lot of times I'll kind of pull it into the inner corner as well. So just kind of like that. Brings a little bit of light to the inside of my eye. I'm going to go in with a dark brown shade. I'm actually going to use this brown from the Viseart Dark Matte palette. I'll either use that or the other shade I really like using is Kevin Kwan Ruddy Earth. That's the eyeshadow that I got in my Volume 2 contouring palette. And what I'll do is, okay, let's see if I could do this. I'll close my eye and get really close to the lash line. Essentially what we're doing here is we're tightlining. So this is really hard to do from far away. So actually no, I'm doing it. I'm doing okay. So you can see how it's starting to make a bit of a difference. You get really close and it kind of just defines your lashes. I'm going to go back in with a combo of Naked and Buck. So by doing this, it's just going to like kind of mimic the definition, the stuff that we have there. And I'm going to go right close to the lash line and kind of raise my eyebrow so I could get in there real nice and tight. And just buff it out. And with the outer corner, I kind of buff, like bring it up a little bit. As you can see, when I do this, it kind of just adds some definition to the lash line and it doesn't overpower. It's not too dark. If you feel like it is a bit overpowering, you could go back in with your shader brush and just kind of go like that. The areas you want to tame down a little bit. Anything that is left on this brush, I just kind of bring underneath a little bit. I kind of have a bit more protruding eyes, so this kind of looks really nice on my eyes. You see, it makes a little bit of a difference, not too much. I'm going to go in and curl my lashes and put on mascara. A lot of times I won't really do my brows too much, so today I'm actually just going to use this tinted brow gel. This is by Holika. This is the Wonder Drawing Browcara, and it's in natural brown, which I believe is number 1, but I'm not entirely sure. So since I kind of already have enough hair there, I don't need much at all, so I just kind of go in with that. And any spots that I need extra coverage, I go in with the smaller side of the brush and I press against the skin of my brow. And it kind of like acts like real natural brow hairs. I'm going to go into my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder and go in with the dim light right there. And I'm just going to set my face with that. Since I have normal skin, I kind of want everything to be nice and dewy and luminous. So I just kind of go in and set everything with that. Mainly because blush doesn't go on as well if there isn't any powder on your face. So I'm going to go in with a blush, and I usually use a MAC Warm Soul or Milani Luminoso on a day-to-day basis. Sometimes I venture outside of that, but I don't really like pink blushes too much. So I'm going to go in with Warm Soul and take this Real Techniques brush. Just kind of go like that. I'm going to go in with the middle shade from the Ambient Lighting palette, and this is Incandescent Light, which is kind of nice now. You could get this individually. This is a strobing light from Hourglass. So I just kind of put that at the tops of my cheekbones. Okay, I'm not going to use this brush. It's not doing the job right now. I'm going to go back in with this. I think the other brush just has too much other stuff on it. It's a really subtle highlight. You probably can see it on camera actually, but it's not over the top. A little bit down my nose, a little bit above my chin. The lip products I've been using lately are these L'Oreal lip stains. I don't know what the actual name of them are called because it's not on the packaging. The L'Oreal lip stains are really nice. I've been using them pretty often, and the color I usually go for is Pink Resistance, but today I'm going to go with Lilac Ever After because I'm kind of feeling it. So I just put it on there. Nice thing about this is it's nice and moisturizing, so you don't have to worry about applying lip balm after this or them drying out your lips. Also, it stains a little bit, so you'll still have some color after you're done. The last steps is I set my face. So to make it extra long lasting, I go in with a setting spray and then I go in with a fixing spray. So first I'm going to go in with MAC Fix Plus, put this all over my face. Give that a minute for it to set. Also, you might want to put your mascara on after these steps, but it's up to you what you want to do. We're going to go in with the Skindinavia finishing spray, and we'll put that over the MAC Fix Plus. And that's it. This is my everyday makeup routine. Super simple, super easy. I don't like to go over the top because honestly, I don't like putting in a ton of time to just do simple everyday makeup. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give me a like, subscribe to my channel, all that stuff. And until next time, I'll see you guys in the next one.